Hello everyone. I am going to give the biography of Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein was born on 14 March 1879 in Germany. He was living with his father and mother and his sister. His family was shifted to Munich in 1880 and he has done his primary and secondary education from Luitpold Gymnasium in Munich. There, his father and his uncle had set up a factory of electrical equipment made of direct current. As Einstein was specialized in physics and mathematics, he received the academic teaching diploma in Swiss Federal Polytechnic School. In that year, he owned a Swiss citizenship which he kept for entire life. As he was struggling for job, he was employed as patent examiner in Swiss Patent Office in Bern. As in the beginning of his career, he thought that Newtonian mechanics will not work in the period of magnetic field. This made him to develop a special theory of relativity. In 1905, which is also known as the miracle year for him, because he published 4 papers which attracted the attention of academic world. His first paper was photoelectric effect, which means that what happens when electrons are emitted from a material that has absorbed electromagnetic radiation. The second paper was explanation about Brownian motion. It is a random movement of microscopic particle in fluid. We can see Brownian motion in the diffusion of pollutants in air or diffusion of calcium through bones. The third paper was introduction about special relativity, which explains how space and time are linked for objects that are moving at a consistent speed in a straight line. The last, fourth paper was mass energy equivalence, which entails that the total mass of a system that may change, although the total energy and momentum remain constant. He was also awarded PhD by University of Zurich. In 1914, he went to Prussian Academy of Science in Berlin. After completing his work on special relativity, he started work on extending the theory of gravitational force, which is the force that attracts an object towards it. Soon he released a paper on gravitation, which was known as general relativity. It is also known as metric theory of gravitation. In Newtonian gravity, the source is mass, but in special relativity, mass turns out to be a part of a more general quantity called the energy momentum tensor, which includes both energy and momentum densities as well as stress, pressure, and shear. Using the equivalence principle, this tensor is readily generalized to curved space-time, and it is assumed that the field equation for gravity relates to this tensor. He then continued to work on statistical mechanics and quantum theory, which later led him to the explanation of practical theory and motion of molecules. Later in 1924-1925, Albert Einstein firstly predicted Bose-Einstein condensate following and crediting a pioneering paper made by Satyendra Nath Bose. It is also known as fifth state of matter. It is formed when a gas of bosons at low densities is cooled to temperature very close to absolute zero. Under such condition, a large fraction of bosons occupy the lowest quantum state. On 14 July 1930, he welcomed the Indian philosopher, musician, and Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore to his house on the outskirts of Berlin. The conversation between them was on the old age friction between science and religion. They had talked on the Indian tradition and Western scientific doctrine. Tagore told that there is nothing that can't be subsumed by the human. That is why truth of the universe is human truth. He explained this by taking an example of science. Matter is composed of protons and electrons with gaps between them, but matter may seem to be solid. Similarly, humanity is composed of individuals, yet they have their interconnection of human relationship, which gives living unity to man's world. The entire universe is linked up with us in a similar manner. It is a human universe. I have pursued this thought through art, literature, and the religious consciousness of man. In 1933, Albert visited US as at that time Adolf Hitler grew as power in Germany. So Albert stayed in US and didn't return. He was affiliated with the Institute for Advanced Study in Princeton, New Jersey until his death in 1955. Thank you.